Alright, so we're getting ready for teeth setup. That's why I'm folding the wax. Alright, so after analyzing the teeth setup, I think the teeth are overall too buccally positioned, so we will have to do some adjustment. And before we do that, I want to secure the record base, so when I start adjusting teeth, they won't be moving or like be unstable. Yeah, that's very annoying, especially when you're adjusting occlusion. It might cause some inaccuracy if the record base keeps flopping or it keeps coming down, etc. Alright, so the first thing I do is I would adjust the midline, and also since the mandibular teeth are actually a little bit retroclined, and that's also like that's the first thing I do, like how much should I adjust it. And since I have to adjust the midline and like overall get a little bit more overjet, I didn't have space mesial-distally, as you can see the teeth are all set, and that's why I started taking teeth out one by one. And even though I know that the teeth are overall like every tooth needs to be adjusted, but then I wouldn't take all the teeth out because I would lose reference at that point. If I take all the teeth out, then I wouldn't know where, like, how is my correction look like in compared to the previous, like setup. Okay, that's why like later you're gonna see when I adjust the mandibular teeth, I took like 2 teeth out at a time. While for the maxillary teeth, I actually took all of them out, because once you set the mandibular teeth, then it will be a lot easier to set the maxillary teeth. Right, and this is a video of me adjusting the midline, and I started adjusting the lateral incisor. And again, when you're doing this adjustment, you have to look at all the views from the front, and now I'm looking at the occlusal view to see if I'm adjusting it too flat. Okay, and you also have to look at it from the profile view to make sure the teeth are angulated properly, like facial lingually. Like you need to have it slightly proclined or straight, never retrocline the mandibular teeth, unless you have a specific reason for it. Okay, you can see that I did remove all the maxillary posterior teeth. And because I know that after I adjust the mandibular posterior teeth, the maxillary posterior teeth have to be adjusted. So I just removed all of them. But it's very important now that you can see there's no video on the wax. It's very important your incisal pin is at 0 and the screw is tightened. Okay, if the screw is loose, that your video may get increased or decreased accidentally without you knowing. And every time you want to place a tooth or adjust a tooth, make sure you melt the wax properly. Okay, without melting the wax properly, it's very, very difficult to, like trying to push the wax and the teeth, it doesn't get where you want it to be. It's gonna be frustrating. So usually after I do adjustment on the denture teeth, when I'm sure that's the position I want, the way I stabilize it is actually to heat up the instrument and walk around the wax so that the wax is melted, and then when it cools down, it grabs the denture teeth. So if you want to move a tooth, you melt the wax, and if you want to stabilize the tooth, you have to melt the wax.